Across every continent, from the icy reaches of the poles to the lush equatorial jungles, birds have found a way to thrive. In the silent dawn, their silhouettes sweep across the sky, painting fleeting shadows over untouched landscapes. They are the tireless voyagers, the architects of the air, and the sentinels of the wild. Their existence is a tapestry, woven from moments of daring and devotion. Each day they face the relentless demands of survival, braving tempests, foraging for scarce food, and nurturing the next generation with unwavering resolve. With wings sculpted by evolution, they have mastered the elements. Some glide effortlessly for thousands of miles above open seas, while others dart through tangled undergrowth or sprint across sun-baked plains, each movement a testament to their adaptability. In the shelter of branches and reeds, they construct elaborate homes, woven, sculpted, or hidden with astonishing ingenuity. Here the drama of life unfolds. Tiny beaks open wide for food, downy chicks huddle for warmth, and vigilant parents stand guard against lurking threats. The diversity among birds is nothing short of extraordinary. From the iridescent flash of a kingfisher to the stately procession of flamingos, each species is a marvel of form and function, shaped by the demands of its environment. In the heart of Antarctica, emperor penguins endure months of darkness and biting cold, their bodies pressed together in a living fortress against the elements. At the other extreme, the hummingbird hovers in perpetual motion, its heart racing as it sips nectar from sunlit flowers, a miracle of energy and precision. Every species has claimed a niche. Some nest in the hollows of ancient trees, others burrow beneath the earth or cling to vertical cliffs, each adapting to the challenges of their chosen home. Their tools are as varied as their habitats. Some wield beaks like precision instruments, others use sticks or stones to unlock hidden food, revealing a surprising intelligence and creativity. Certain birds have evolved beaks so specialized they fit only a single flower or fruit, a perfect match between bird and plant that has shaped entire ecosystems. Others have developed hunting strategies that defy expectation, using tools, bait, or even teamwork to outwit their prey. These are not mere automatons of instinct. They are teachers, guardians, and rivals, passing on knowledge, defending territory, and guiding their young through the perils of the wild. Their lives are shaped by adversity. Storms, predators, and hunger test them daily, yet their resilience is unwavering, a testament to the power of adaptation. Our journey will span continents and climates, following the epic migrations and intimate moments that define the avian world. Witness the relentless determination of a puffin, braving stormy seas to deliver a beakful of fish to its hungry chick, each trip a race against time and tide. Marvel at the emperor penguin father, steadfast through months of darkness, cradling a single egg atop his feet as blizzards rage around him. In the remote Galapagos, a finch has evolved a macabre solution, feeding on the blood of other birds to endure the harshest droughts. Even in the heart of the city, the drama continues. Pigeons navigate a maze of concrete and glass, ever watchful for the shadow of a hunting falcon. On distant shores, penguins embark on perilous journeys, threading their way past lurking predators to reach the safety of their colonies. The modern world brings new challenges, habitats altered by pollution, obstacles of steel and glass, and the ever-present threat of change. Yet, birds persist, adapting to landscapes transformed by forces beyond their control. After disaster strikes, they rebuild, returning to shattered marshes, reconstructing nests, and nurturing hope in the aftermath of chaos. Cooperation flourishes in the avian world. Some species build together, hunt in coordinated flocks, or share warnings of danger, their lives intertwined in a delicate balance of competition and alliance. Birds are vital threads in the fabric of life, forging connections with plants, insects, and mammals, shaping and sustaining the ecosystems they inhabit. In pristine forests and open plains, they are both predator and prey, their fates bound to the health of the world around them. Evolution has honed their senses, their forms, and their behaviors, into a dazzling array of survival strategies. Let us embark on this journey into the world of birds, a realm of ceaseless movement, breathtaking beauty, and relentless struggle. Here, in the skies and on the land, the story of life is written in feathers and flight, a testament to the enduring spirit of nature's winged wonders. Amid the relentless winds and salt spray of the North Atlantic, a lone puffin stands poised on the edge of a cliff, his orange feet gripping the lichen-stained stone as he scans the endless horizon. Beneath him, hidden from the harsh elements, his chick, a fragile puffling, waits in the cool darkness, its world confined to the safety of the burrow's embrace. The duty of nourishment is a silent pact between both parents, but today the father alone must brave the wilds to provide for his young. The ocean, once teeming with life, now stretches barren and foreboding, its bounty elusive and distant. Driven by hunger and instinct, he embarks on a daunting voyage, venturing far beyond familiar shores, sometimes traversing 100 kilometers in search of the shimmering promise of fish. With a swift dive, he pierces the icy surface, transforming from a creature of air to one of water, descending over 40 meters into the shadowy realm below. Here, in the dim, swirling blue, he becomes a silent hunter, wings beating in perfect rhythm as he chases elusive sand eels through forests of kelp and shifting tides. After countless pursuits, he emerges victorious, his beak bristling with wriggling fish, each one carefully aligned to maximize his precious cargo. The return flight is a gauntlet of hazards, every wingbeat shadowed by the threat of aerial marauders. Chief among these is the formidable great squaw, a relentless pirate of the skies, ever watchful for a chance to rob the weary fisher. The squaw's gaze fixes on the returning puffin, and in an instant the chase erupts, a desperate contest of speed and agility above the roaring surf. The puffin twists and dives, his compact wings a blur, as the squaw matches every maneuver, determined to claim the prize. Again and again the squaw lunges, forcing the puffin into wild contortions, each second a battle for survival and sustenance. With a final burst of energy, the puffin outmaneuvers his foe, plunging toward the sanctuary of the cliffs. The squaw left circling in frustration. Exhausted and battered, he touches down at last, the ordeal etched in every ragged breath and ruffled feather. He disappears into the burrow's gloom, delivering his hard-won catch to the waiting chick, whose hunger is momentarily eased. In this fleeting moment of peace, the bond between parent and offspring is reaffirmed, a testament to endurance and devotion. Yet the struggle is unending. The ocean's gifts grow scarcer, and each meal demands ever greater courage and resolve. Every successful return is a fragile victory, a step toward the day when the puffling will brave the vastness alone, repeating the ancient cycle of peril and hope. The saga of the puffin is written in wind and wave, a delicate balance of survival, resilience, and the enduring spirit of life on the wild Atlantic coast. Deep within the frozen heart of Antarctica, where the wind howls and temperatures plunge far below freezing, a remarkable story of endurance and devotion unfolds among the emperor penguins. In the depths of winter, the female emperor penguin lays a single, precious egg. Her reserves spent, she must immediately begin the long, perilous journey back to the distant sea to feed and regain her strength. The males remain behind, entrusted with the fragile egg, now their sole responsibility. Each father carefully balances his egg atop his feet, shielding it from the lethal cold beneath a fold of feathered skin called the brood pouch. For nearly 2 months, these fathers endure relentless blizzards and darkness, never once letting the egg touch the ice. Their only defense against the elements is each other. The vigil is absolute. The males stand motionless, conserving every ounce of energy, their bodies battered by the wind and snow. Throughout the incubation, the fathers do not eat. Their fast can last up to 4 months, relying solely on fat reserves built up before winter's onset. To survive, the males form a living shield, a densely packed huddle that rotates constantly, allowing each penguin a turn in the warmer center and a share of the bitter cold on the edge. Those on the outside face the full force of the Antarctic wind, while those inside are insulated by the collective warmth of the group. This constant, coordinated movement ensures that no father is left exposed for too long, a silent choreography of survival. After weeks of darkness and deprivation, a faint tapping signals hope. The chicks begin to hatch, breaking through their shells beneath their father's watchful gaze. Exhausted and emaciated, the fathers summon their last reserves to produce a nutrient-rich secretion, penguin milk, feeding their chicks their very first meal. This vital nourishment sustains the chicks for only a few days, a brief window of survival until the mothers return. The mothers, having braved the shifting ice and treacherous seas, return just in time, carrying food for their hungry offspring. Amidst the cacophony of thousands, each mother locates her mate and chick by their unique calls, a miracle of recognition in the chaos. Now reunited, both parents share the burden, taking turns to fish and feed their growing chick, ensuring its survival in this harsh world. As the chicks grow, both parents must leave to hunt, and the young are left together in creches, tight groups that offer warmth and protection. Instinctively, the chicks huddle for warmth, echoing the endurance and cooperation of their fathers. The emperor penguin's frozen vigil stands as one of nature's most extraordinary examples of sacrifice, resilience, and unity, an unbroken chain of life in the most inhospitable place on Earth. In the far reaches of the Galapagos archipelago, Wolf Island emerges as a rugged testament to nature's extremes, a place where only the most adaptable birds endure. On this sun-baked land, food is a rare treasure. For the finches that call it home, seeds, insects, and nectar are elusive, forcing them to confront the relentless challenge of survival. In response to this scarcity, a select group of sharp-beaked ground finches has developed a survival tactic found nowhere else in the avian world. Descended from ancestors swept here by ancient storms, these birds have diverged from their kin, forging a path of adaptation that is both extraordinary and singular. Known as vampire finches, they have mastered the art of extracting nourishment from an unlikely source, the blood of much larger seabirds. Their primary hosts are the Nazca boobies, robust birds that nest in abundance across the island's rocky terrain. With calculated precision, the finch approaches, targeting the base of a wing feather with its specialized beak. A swift, shallow incision is made, just enough to coax a bead of blood to the surface. The finch then drinks, drawing sustenance from this vital resource, a lifeline in an otherwise unforgiving environment. This remarkable behavior likely evolved from a more benign practice, removing parasites from the feathers of their avian neighbors. Over countless generations, what began as mutual grooming may have led to accidental wounds, revealing a new, reliable source of nourishment. The response of the Nazca boobies is equally fascinating. Despite their size and strength, they rarely resist the finch's advances. Instead, these seabirds tolerate the presence of their tiny visitors, a testament to the complex relationships forged by necessity. Often the boobies remain calm, allowing the finches to feed undisturbed, a silent pact shaped by evolutionary pressures. Scientists suggest this tolerance is a legacy of the original, harmless cleaning relationship, with the boobies failing to recognize the shift in intent. The minimal blood loss inflicted by a single finch poses no real threat, so the larger bird simply endures, maintaining a delicate balance. Through this astonishing adaptation, vampire finches flourish where others would falter, carving out a niche in the harshest of habitats. Their story is a vivid illustration of evolution's ingenuity, revealing how birds can develop entirely new behaviors to survive in the face of adversity. The vampire finch stands as a symbol of the extraordinary lengths to which birds will go, adapting in ways that defy expectation. On Wolf Island, the relentless drive for survival has given rise to one of nature's most remarkable and unsettling avian adaptations, a living testament to the power of evolution in shaping the fate of birds. Nestled in the heart of southern France, the river Tarn winds gracefully through the ancient town of Albi, its waters reflecting the timeless stonework of centuries-old architecture. Along its banks, flocks of pigeons gather, drawn by the promise of fresh water and the safety of the river's edge, where they preen, drink and bathe in the gentle current. The river, with its shifting moods and subtle currents, has long been a sanctuary for these birds, offering a place to refresh and socialize away from the bustle of the city. Beneath the surface, however, the Tarn conceals a world of shadows and silent movement, where the ordinary rituals of pigeons intersect with the extraordinary adaptations of a formidable predator. The Wells catfish, a giant among freshwater fish, now inhabits these waters. Introduced decades ago, it has grown to dominate the river's ecosystem, reaching lengths of up to 3 meters and weights exceeding 150 kilograms. With its elongated body and powerful tail, the Wells catfish is perfectly adapted for ambush. Its most remarkable feature, however, is its array of sensitive barbels, whisker-like organs that detect the faintest vibrations in the water. Unlike many predators, the catfish relies little on sight. Its small eyes are adapted to the dim, turbid waters of the Tarn, but its true advantage lies in its ability to sense movement and pressure changes with astonishing precision. Each time a pigeon dips its head or flutters its wings, it sends out a cascade of ripples, signals that travel through the water and alert the lurking catfish to the presence of potential prey. The catfish waits perfectly still, blending with the silt and shadows. It calculates the distance, the angle, and the timing, using its acute senses to prepare for a sudden strike. In a flash of movement, the catfish launches itself from the water, its cavernous mouth agape, surging onto the muddy bank in a bold attempt to seize a pigeon before gravity pulls it back into the river's depths. Sometimes the attack is successful, and the river claims another victim. Other times, the startled pigeons escape in a flurry of wings, leaving only swirling water and a hungry predator behind. This remarkable adaptation, catfish hunting birds at the water's edge, has transformed the riverbank into a stage for a new kind of drama, where the boundaries between land and water blur in the pursuit of survival. For the pigeons, the river is no longer just a place of refreshment, but a realm of uncertainty. Each visit to the water's edge is now fraught with risk as the silent hunter waits below. The river Tarn, with its tranquil appearance, conceals a complex web of interactions. Here, predator and prey are locked in a perpetual contest, each adapting to the other's moves in a delicate balance shaped by evolution and circumstance. As dusk settles over Albi, the river's secrets remain hidden beneath its surface. The pigeons retreat to their roosts, and the catfish resumes its silent patrol, both species shaped by the ever-changing rhythms of the river Tarn, a place where beauty and danger are forever intertwined. In the stark, sun-bleached expanse where the Peruvian desert meets the restless Pacific, a colony of Humboldt penguins carves out its existence. Here, the air shimmers with heat and the sand stretches endlessly, an unlikely home for a bird so often imagined among ice and snow. Yet these penguins have mastered the art of survival, burrowing deep into guano-caked cliffs where the earth is cool and shadows linger. Within these subterranean chambers, life pulses quietly. Chicks huddle in the gloom, shielded from the desert's relentless glare. But the promise of the ocean calls, and each day the penguins must abandon their sanctuary, drawn by the need to hunt in the cold, swirling currents offshore. At the threshold of sand and stone, hesitation flickers. Instinct warns of the dangers that lie ahead. The journey begins across a vast exposed beach, every step a gamble beneath the open sky. The sand is alive with obstacles, a sprawling mass of South American sea lions sprawled in tangled heaps, their bodies forming a living barricade. Each sea lion, immense and unmoving, is a mountain of muscle and fur, their presence both intimidating and inescapable. For the penguins, the path to the sea is a labyrinth. One misstep could awaken a giant, turning the crossing into chaos. A flinch, a sudden movement, and the balance of peace shatters. A territorial sea lion's warning bellow echoes, a reminder of the ever-present threat. The penguins gather, silent and alert, reading the subtle shifts in the sea lion's breathing, the twitch of a flipper, the flicker of an eye. They wait, poised at the edge of the living maze, calculating the safest moment to advance. Then, with a burst of collective courage, they surge forward, feet skimming the sand, wings outstretched for balance. The penguins do not skirt the giants. Instead, they scale them, scrambling over broad backs, weaving through a landscape of fur and flesh. Each step is measured, a dance of agility and nerve, as they slip between slumbering forms, barely stirring the air. The spectacle borders on the absurd, small, determined birds tiptoeing across a sea of giants, a ballet of necessity and invention. Each crossing is a testament to the penguins' adaptability, their minds and bodies tuned to the rhythms of this perilous world. They have mapped the safest passage, transforming obstacles into stepping stones, the sea lions themselves unwitting allies in the daily quest for survival. At last, the ocean's edge beckons, salt spray on the wind, the promise of cool depths and darting fish. With bellies full, the return journey awaits, another gauntlet across the living dunes, each step echoing the resilience of these remarkable birds. For the Humboldt penguin, every day is a saga of courage and ingenuity, a silent odyssey across a landscape shaped by sun, sand, and the unpredictable pulse of wild nature. High in the mist-shrouded cloud forests of the Andes, life is a relentless contest for survival, where every niche is fiercely defended and every resource is precious. In these vibrant ecosystems, up to 100 hummingbird species coexist, each seeking the life-sustaining nectar hidden within the forest's myriad blooms. With so many competitors, only those with unique adaptations can secure a reliable food source. Among these specialists, the sword-billed hummingbird stands out as a marvel of evolutionary innovation. Its beak, longer than its own body, is a singular adaptation unmatched by any other bird on Earth. This extraordinary bill allows the sword-billed hummingbird to reach nectar deep within flowers that are inaccessible to all other species. The beak is not merely ornamental, it is a precision instrument, perfectly suited for extracting nectar from the longest, most tubular blossoms. Flowers such as the passion flower have evolved in tandem, their elongated corollas forming an exclusive partnership with this remarkable bird. While other hummingbirds are left hovering at the threshold, the sword-billed hummingbird enjoys unrivaled access to these hidden reserves of nectar. This exclusive relationship grants the sword-billed hummingbird a private banquet, free from the constant competition that defines life in the cloud forest. Yet, such specialization comes at a price, demanding unique solutions to everyday challenges. The elongated bill complicates even the simplest tasks, from grooming to maneuvering through dense vegetation. Preening, essential for feather maintenance, becomes a delicate balancing act, requiring remarkable flexibility and dexterity. Unable to use its beak like other birds, it must rely on its tiny feet, scratching and combing its feathers with surprising agility. Even perching demands adaptation, as the bird must tilt its head skyward to counterbalance the weight of its bill. These daily acrobatics are the cost of its evolutionary advantage, a constant reminder of the trade-offs inherent in specialization. The sword-billed hummingbird story is one of remarkable adaptation, where the pursuit of a single resource has shaped every aspect of its existence. Its specialized beak secures its survival, but also defines the boundaries of its daily life. This delicate balance between advantage and limitation is the hallmark of evolutionary specialization. The sword-billed hummingbird exemplifies how nature crafts extraordinary solutions to the challenges of survival, each adaptation a testament to the power of evolution. In the intricate tapestry of the cloud forest, the sword-billed hummingbird has claimed a niche all its own, an enduring symbol of nature's ingenuity and the astonishing diversity of life. In the misty dawn of Hokkaido, the red-crowned crane glides silently over a patchwork of fields, its white wings catching the first blush of sunlight. This ancient bird, revered for centuries, now faces a world transformed. Once the cranes nested deep within endless marshes, where reeds whispered in the wind and water mirrored the sky. Here their chicks hatched in secret, hidden from all but the most patient observer. But the marshes have faded, replaced by open fields and narrow waterways. The cranes, undeterred, have sought out new sanctuaries among the remnants of their lost wetlands. In these unfamiliar spaces, the cranes move with quiet determination, their long legs stepping carefully through dew-laden grass and shallow water. They have claimed the winding irrigation channels as their own, transforming these ribbons of water into nurseries for their young. The channels, though artificial, pulse with life. Dragonflies dart above the surface, and the water ripples with the movement of small fish and insects. Here, the crane family forages together. The adults probe the mud with their sharp beaks, drawing out wriggling insects and darting minnows for their hungry chick. Each meal is a lesson. The chick, downy and awkward, mimics its parents, learning to snatch a glistening insect or snap up a tiny frog. The family moves as one, the adults guiding their chick along the water's edge, teaching it the secrets of survival in this altered world. Yet the open fields offer little shelter. The cranes remain ever watchful, their eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of danger. The vulnerability of the landscape is constant. Every shadow, every rustle in the grass could signal a lurking predator. The chick, small and fragile, is never left alone. Its parents stand sentinel, ready to defend at a moment's notice. With every call and every movement, the adults communicate vigilance and care, their presence a living shield for their offspring. Sometimes a sicker deer wanders near, its hooves pressing softly into the damp earth as it grazes close to the crane's territory. Though the deer means no harm, its sheer size and unpredictable steps pose a silent threat to the vulnerable chick. A single misplaced hoof could spell disaster, so the cranes remain poised, ready to intervene. When danger draws near, the parent cranes transform. Their wings spread wide, feathers bristling, they become towering guardians. With sharp cries and bold steps, they place themselves between the intruder and their chick, a living barrier of courage and instinct. Their beaks, long and pointed, become weapons, their bodies a wall of defiance against any who would threaten their young. With a sudden rush, they drive the deer away, reclaiming the safety of their nursery. In the aftermath, the chick nestles close to its parents, safe once more beneath their watchful gaze. In this new world of fields and channels, the red-crowned crane's nursery is a testament to resilience, a place where ancient instincts meet the challenges of a changing landscape, and life, against all odds, endures. Across the farthest reaches of our planet, from the frozen silence of Antarctica to the lushest equatorial forests, birds embody a spirit that refuses to be broken. Their stories are etched into every landscape, each wingbeat a testament to their resilience and ingenuity. In the heart of bustling cities, birds have learned to thrive amidst concrete and chaos. Pigeons, sparrows, and swifts navigate a maze of glass and steel, transforming urban jungles into their own wild domains. Their adaptability is nothing short of remarkable, as they find food, shelter, and even moments of peace in the most unlikely places. Along rugged coastlines, seabirds like puffins and razorbills brave relentless winds and hungry rivals. The puffin father, clutching a beakful of fish, must outmaneuver aerial pirates to feed his young, a daily battle that demands both courage and cunning. In the Antarctic, emperor penguins endure months of darkness and biting cold. Fathers shield their chicks from the elements, fasting through the harshest winter on Earth. Their sacrifice is a powerful symbol of devotion, a reminder that survival often demands the greatest acts of love. Huddled in tight-knit colonies, penguins share warmth and protection, their unity a shield against the unforgiving elements. Each chick's first steps are a triumph over adversity, a small miracle in a world of ice. On the remote Galapagos Islands, finches have evolved extraordinary strategies to survive. The vampire finch, in a land of scarcity, has developed a taste for blood, while its cousins extract nourishment from cacti and seeds, each adaptation a creative answer to the island's challenges. These finches are living proof that necessity is the mother of invention. Their resourcefulness allows them to persist where few others can, turning hardship into opportunity. In the high Andes, the sword-billed hummingbird's extraordinary beak unlocks nectar hidden deep within tubular flowers. This unique adaptation carves out a niche free from competition, a marvel of evolutionary design that allows the bird to flourish in a world of fierce rivals. Along South America's coasts, Humboldt and Magellanic penguins navigate treacherous shores, dodging predators and braving pounding surf. Their journeys are perilous, yet their determination never wavers. In distant wetlands, Japanese cranes defend their nests with unwavering resolve, facing down deer and other intruders. Their elegant dances are not just displays of beauty, but rituals of bonding and survival, strengthening the ties that hold families together. Every day, birds confront new dangers, howling winds, sudden storms, and the ever-present threat of predators. Their vigilance and quick reflexes are their shields, honed by generations of survival. Whether evading the talons of a raptor or outsmarting a cunning snake, birds rely on speed, agility, and sometimes sheer luck to survive. Each escape is a victory, each loss a lesson written into the fabric of their lineage. As climates shift and habitats shrink, birds adapt with astonishing creativity. Some migrate thousands of kilometers to find food, while others alter their nesting habits or diets to survive in changing worlds. Their flexibility is their greatest strength, allowing them to persist where others falter. The dramas of courtship and rivalry play out in every corner of the wild. From the lyrebird's astonishing mimicry to the bowerbird's artistic displays, birds reveal a world of intelligence and emotion, each gesture a testament to their complexity. In the end, the unbreakable spirit of birds is written in their journeys, across continents, through storms, and over generations. Their triumphs are not just their own, but a celebration of life's endless capacity for renewal and hope. By witnessing their struggles and victories, we are reminded of the resilience that binds all living things and the wonder that awaits in every beating wing. Gap 2's high above the world's oceans, where the horizon blurs between sky and sea, a slender bird with a crimson beak and silvery wings embarks on the most extraordinary journey in the animal kingdom. The Arctic tern, barely 4 ounces in weight, is the unrivaled champion of migration, a traveller whose path traces the very edges of our planet. Each year, these tireless voyagers depart from their breeding grounds in the Arctic, launching into a voyage that spans over 40,000 miles round-trip. Their route is a seamless arc, stretching from the perpetual daylight of the polar summer to the endless twilight of the Antarctic's frozen expanse. No other creature experiences more daylight in a single year, as the tern chases the sun from one pole to the other. The journey is relentless, yet exquisitely timed. As the Arctic summer wanes, terns rise in swirling flocks, catching favorable winds that guide them south, along coastlines and over vast open water. Their wings slice through polar air, then glide above rolling Atlantic swells, steering clear of storms and predators with uncanny precision. Navigation relies on instinct, magnetic fields and celestial cues, a living compass forged by evolution. Over the equator, terns pause to feed, skimming the surface for shimmering shoals of fish and crustaceans. Each meal is a fleeting reward, fueling the next leg of a journey that will carry them to the Antarctic's icy embrace. Here, beneath a sun that never quite sets, they rest and replenish, joining countless others in a congregation that spans the southern sea. When seasons shift once more, the Arctic tern turns north, retracing its invisible path across the globe. Generations follow the same migratory highways, knowledge encoded deep within their DNA. Some terns will cross continents and oceans for 3 decades, their lifespans marked by an unbroken cycle of motion and return. From the air, their journey is a ribbon of life that connects the world's wildest frontiers. No land is too distant, no ocean too wide. The Arctic tern's odyssey is a living thread, stitching together the polar extremes and reminding us that endurance and wonder can span the breadth of the earth. As the cycle continues, the tern's wings beat on, a silent promise that, no matter how far or how fierce the journey, the spirit of migration endures. Amid the golden grasses and dappled acacia trees of the African savanna, a different kind of avian marvel goes quietly to work. Here, in a world where predators prowl and the sun scorches the earth, the weaver bird has perfected an art form that is part architecture, part engineering, and wholly astonishing. With beaks as nimble as a craftsman's hands, male weaver birds collect slender blades of grass, pliant reeds and strips of palm, each chosen with meticulous care. Every strand is tested for strength and flexibility, then deftly woven into place with a series of rapid looping motions. The process unfolds in stages. First, a single anchoring knot is tied to a drooping branch, a foundation from which the entire structure will hang. This initial knot is critical, for the nest must withstand the buffeting winds and torrential rains that sweep the plains. The construction continues with the creation of a spherical outer shell, tightly interlaced so that not even the smallest snake can slip inside. Some species craft intricate entrance tunnels, curving downward to thwart would-be intruders. Others suspend their nests in colonies, transforming a single tree into a bustling metropolis of swaying orbs. Each nest is a fortress, a cradle, and a work of art, designed to shelter delicate eggs from the harsh world outside. Inside, the male works tirelessly, weaving hundreds of knots per day. Each addition is tested and adjusted, strands threaded and re-threaded until the nest achieves the perfect balance of strength and comfort. The result is a structure so resilient that it may endure for years, surviving storms that topple lesser homes. Yet the nest is more than shelter. It is also a silent serenade, a display of skill meant to attract a discerning mate. Females inspect each creation with a critical eye, noting the quality of the weave, the choice of materials, and the security of the entrance. Only the most expertly crafted nests will win approval, ensuring that the secrets of weaving are passed on through generations. As the sun sets, the savanna comes alive with the gentle rustle of grasses and the soft chorus of weaver birds returning home. Their nests sway gently in the evening breeze, each one a testament to patience, ingenuity, and the quiet triumph of adaptation. In a world defined by survival, the weaver bird's masterpiece endures, a living tapestry woven from hope and the endless pursuit of perfection. In the dappled shade along a winding riverbank, a flash of electric blue pierces the stillness. The kingfisher, a master of patience and precision, perches motionless above the water's shimmering surface. Its jewel-toned feathers glint in the filtered sunlight, betraying none of the intense focus that lies beneath. Unlike the bustling architects of the savanna, The kingfisher's world is defined by quiet anticipation and split-second decisions. Every hunt begins with a careful survey, keen eyes scanning the rippling currents for the faintest flicker of movement below. The kingfisher's vision is nothing short of extraordinary, able to judge depth and refraction. It compensates for the water's deceptive distortion, tracking its prey with pinpoint accuracy. Suddenly, a silver dart, a small fish, breaks cover beneath the surface. The kingfisher tightens its grip on the branch, calculating the angle, the speed, the precise moment. Then, in a blur, it dives. Wings folded tight, beak aimed like an arrow, the bird plunges headfirst into the water. The impact is sharp but controlled, a splash barely wider than its body. Beneath the surface, the kingfisher's eyes instantly shift focus, a transparent third eyelid snapping shut to protect them from the sting of water and debris. With a swift snap, it seizes its quarry, then bursts upward in a spray of droplets, returning to its perch. The ritual continues. The fish is stunned against the branch, then expertly swallowed headfirst, minimizing the risk of injury from spines or scales. Each hunt is a ballet of calculation and agility, repeated dozens of times a day, especially during the breeding season when hungry chicks await. Some kingfisher species, like the pied kingfisher, take their strategy to the skies. Hovering with rapid wing beats, they scan from above, their bodies suspended in mid-air before plummeting with lethal precision. Others, like the giant kingfisher, target not just fish but crustaceans and amphibians, adapting their techniques to the challenges of their environment. No matter the species, the kingfisher's success is rooted in adaptation. A beak perfectly shaped for spearing prey, eyes evolved to conquer the optical illusions of water, and instincts honed by generations of survival. As dusk falls and the river glows gold, the kingfisher settles once more on its silent perch. Each successful dive is a testament to timing, patience, and the relentless pursuit of life on the edge of two worlds, where air and water, patience and action meet in a moment of perfect harmony. As darkness settles over the landscape, a new kind of hunter emerges, one cloaked not in brilliance, but in shadows. The nightjar, a master of disguise, slips silently into the twilight, its presence almost impossible to detect. Where kingfishers rely on precision and speed, the nightjar's survival is built on invisibility and subtlety. By day, the nightjar disappears into the forest floor, resting motionless on leaf litter or lichen-covered branches. Its plumage, a mosaic of mottled browns, greys and creams, blends seamlessly with the ground, rendering the bird nearly invisible to both predator and prey. Even its outline is broken, the ragged edges of its feathers mimicking the dappled patterns of sunlight and shade. With eyes half closed and body flattened, the nightjar becomes a living shadow, undisturbed by the world passing just inches away. But as dusk deepens and insects begin to stir, the nightjar's true nature is revealed. Its enormous eyes, adapted for low light, scan the inky air for the faintest flicker of movement. With a sudden, silent leap, the bird launches skyward, mouth agape, snatching moths and beetles on the wing. Unlike hawks or owls, the nightjar's flight is ghost-like, buoyant, buoyed by long, supple wings that carry it effortlessly through the night. Some nightjars employ even more remarkable tactics, feigning injury to lure threats away from vulnerable eggs or laying their clutch directly on the bare earth, trusting in their camouflage to keep them safe. Their calls, a haunting, trilling song, echo across the moonlit fields, a signal to mates but a warning to rivals. Through camouflage and cunning, the nightjar thrives where others would falter. It is a creature shaped by darkness, a phantom hunter whose very survival depends on being unseen, unheard, and utterly untouchable beneath the cover of night. At the edge of shimmering salt lakes, where the air shivers with heat and the water glows in pastel hues, a spectacle unfolds that is as strange as it is mesmerizing. Here, thousands of flamingos gather, each one a single brushstroke in a living canvas of pink and white. But beneath the surface, beauty lies a world of intricate social dynamics, where survival is choreographed in a ballet of cooperation and competition. Flamingos are not solitary creatures. Their strength is in numbers, and their colony, sometimes numbering in the tens of thousands, offers safety, companionship, and the promise of new life. Within this swirling mass, every bird plays a role. The colony is alive with constant movement. Heads bob and necks entwine, wings flash in synchronized displays. These are not random gestures, but a coded language, the flamingo's way of communicating intent, establishing bonds, and negotiating status. Courtship is a spectacle unto itself. Males and females parade in tightly choreographed groups, marching in unison, twisting their necks and flaring their wings in a spectacular display of color and grace. Each movement is a message, a test of fitness and coordination. Only the most synchronized pairs will bond, their partnership sealed in the mirrored surface of the lake. Yet, even in this sea of sameness, hierarchies emerge. Dominant flamingos claim the best nesting sites, small, muddy mounds built carefully above the waterline. Subtle postures and gentle pecks signal who yields and who prevails. Younger birds watch and learn, their pale plumage marking them as apprentices in this vast social network. When danger looms, a shadow overhead or a ripple in the water, the colony reacts as one. Thousands of legs lift in a trembling wave, and the air is filled with a chorus of honks and trills. Safety lies not in strength, but in unity. The confusion of so many bodies confounds predators, giving each flamingo a better chance to survive. As dusk falls, the flamingos settle, their bodies pressed close together in a patchwork quilt of warmth and security. In the heart of the colony, chicks huddle near their parents, learning the subtle cues that will one day guide them through the intricate dance of flamingo society. Here, in these ephemeral lakes, the flamingo's world is one of constant negotiation, a delicate balance between the needs of the individual and the power of the group. It is a ballet performed not for an audience, but for survival, harmony, and the promise of another dawn. Deep within the emerald shadows of New Guinea's ancient rainforests, a different kind of performance unfolds, one that has captivated scientists and storytellers alike for generations. Here, the birds of paradise reign supreme, transforming the forest floor into a stage for the most elaborate courtship displays in the avian world. Each species brings its own flair to the spectacle. The male, superb bird of paradise, cloaked in midnight black feathers, transforms his body into an otherworldly shape. With a flourish, he fans out his iridescent blue-green breast shield and raises a shimmering cape, creating a floating oval that pulses with electric color. He hops and dances, pivoting with uncanny precision, his movements synchronized with a series of sharp clicks and rapid whistles. Every gesture is meticulously rehearsed, designed to mesmerize the watchful female perched above. Elsewhere, the flame-red king bird of paradise dangles from a slender vine, flicking his wiry tail wires in a hypnotic rhythm. His acrobatics are rivaled only by his vivid plumage, scarlet and emerald, catching the dappled sunlight in flashes of brilliance. He twists and sways, offering gifts of fruit or carefully selected leaves, hoping to win her favor. In the dense understory, the 12-wired bird of paradise performs his own unique ritual. He clears a patch of forest floor, meticulously removing every stray leaf and twig. Standing tall on his spindly legs, he fans out his golden flank plumes and presents his wire-like tail feathers, brushing them gently against the female's face in a delicate, tactile display. The subtle interplay of touch and movement is as important as color, a silent language spoken only in this secret world. No two performances are alike. Some birds transform into living sculptures, while others rely on rapid-fire movements or optical illusions created by their feathers. The greater Lofarina, for instance, unfurls a jet-black cape and neon-blue chest shield, becoming a surreal elliptical mask that bobs and weaves in a haunting dance beneath the canopy. These displays are not merely acts of beauty, they are tests of endurance, intelligence, and ingenuity. Males spend years perfecting their routines, refining each movement to perfection. Only the most creative, most persistent, and most dazzling performers secure a mate, passing their genes and their artistry on to the next generation. For the birds of paradise, courtship is both a competition and a celebration, a living testament to the power of evolution and the boundless creativity of nature. In these rain-soaked forests, where every leaf conceals a secret, the birds of paradise remind us that beauty and survival are often intertwined in the most astonishing ways. Across the world's wild coastlines and wind-swept mudflats, a quieter struggle unfolds, one written in the restless footprints of migratory shorebirds. As the seasons shift, these slender-legged travelers embark on journeys that span continents, driven by ancient instincts and the promise of distant summer abundance. A flock of red knots gathers at the edge of a tidal estuary, their cinnamon plumage glowing in the dawn light. They have flown thousands of kilometers, crossing oceans and deserts, guided only by the stars and the subtle pull of the Earth's magnetic field. Each bird's journey is a feat of endurance, with barely enough time to rest and refuel before the tides turn and the sky beckons them onward. But the path is fraught with peril. The mudflats, once teeming with life, now yield fewer hidden worms and shellfish. The birds probe the soft earth with their sensitive bills, racing the receding tide to snatch a meal before the sands dry and harden. Competition is fierce. Every morsel counts, every moment matters. Hunger gnaws at their resolve. As the weather shifts, storms brew over the open sea. Driven by instinct, the flock launches into the wind, wings beating in unison. Rain lashes their feathers, and the relentless headwinds sap their strength. Some falter, forced to land on isolated spits of sand where rest is scarce and shelter is non-existent. For others, the journey continues mile after mile, with only the rhythm of their wings to keep despair at bay. Predators lurk in the margins of every stopover. A sudden shadow overhead sends the flock scattering, each bird twisting and turning in frantic unison to evade the talons of a hunting falcon. In these fleeting moments, survival hinges on split-second decisions and the collective wisdom of the flock. At last, after days of relentless flight, they reach their breeding grounds, a remote tundra carpeted with moss and lichen. Here, in the brief northern summer, the shorebirds will nest and raise their young, teaching them the secrets of flight and the perils of migration. Soon enough, the cycle will begin anew. For migratory shorebirds, every journey is a test, a gauntlet of hunger, exhaustion, and danger. Yet, year after year, they return, tracing invisible pathways across the globe. Their resilience is a silent triumph, echoing across continents and reminding us of the fragile threads that bind life to the turning of the seasons. In the dappled light of a mountain glade, a tiny marvel hovers on iridescent wings, a hummingbird, suspended between flower and sky. With a heart beating faster than the eye can follow, it embarks on a daily quest for survival, one sip at a time. Unlike any other bird, the hummingbird's feeding ritual is a spectacle of precision and energy. Its slender, needle-like bill slips deep into the heart of a blossom where a hidden treasure awaits nectar, the sweet fuel of life. With every flicker of its tongue, up to a dozen times each second, the hummingbird draws out this sugary elixir, sipping from hundreds of flowers each day. But nectar is only part of the story. Between floral visits, the hummingbird darts through shafts of sunlight, plucking tiny insects and spiders from the air. These morsels, rich in protein, are vital for muscle and feather, powering a body built for aerial acrobatics. The competition is fierce. In a world where every bloom is a battleground, hummingbirds defend their favorite feeding grounds with astonishing ferocity. A flash of color, a sharp chirp, and a rival is chased away in a blur of wings. Even the smallest patch of flowers becomes a kingdom fiercely guarded. Yet, for all their bravado, hummingbirds are tireless pollinators, carrying grains of golden pollen from blossom to blossom, weaving the invisible threads that bind plant and bird, forest and field. Their ceaseless dance sustains not just themselves but the wild landscapes that depend on their fleeting visits. As dusk falls and the flowers close, the hummingbird seeks shelter, heart slowing, body cooling. Tomorrow the search will begin again, a life measured in heartbeats, in wing beats, in the dazzling banquet of the wild. In the world of birds, none feed with such brilliance or such relentless determination. The hummingbird's feast is a triumph of adaptation, a daily miracle unfolding in gardens, forests, and mountain meadows across the Americas. Beneath the canopy of a thriving forest, life is an intricate web, each strand strengthened by bonds unseen. Here birds do not exist in isolation. Instead, they are partners in a symphony of survival, forging alliances with creatures both great and small. Among the branches, the oxpecker perches atop a grazing buffalo. With nimble precision, the bird plucks ticks and parasites from the mammal's hide, feasting on pests while offering relief to its lumbering host. The buffalo stirs but tolerates the visitor, a silent understanding written in every careful movement. In the tangled undergrowth, antbirds follow columns of marauding army ants. As the ants swarm through the leaf litter, insects and spiders flee in all directions. The antbirds, ever watchful, dart forward to snatch up the fleeing prey. Neither ant nor bird intends to help the other, yet their paths are intertwined, each benefiting from the chaos of the hunt. High in the canopy, fruiting trees become gathering grounds for a diverse cast. Hornbills, monkeys, and squirrels converge, each drawn by the promise of a meal. As hornbills feast on ripe fruit, seeds pass through their digestive tracts and are scattered far from the parent tree. The forest regenerates, nourished by these unwitting gardeners. On the open savanna, the relationship between birds and mammals deepens. Cattle egrets stride alongside zebras and wildebeest, snatching insects stirred up by hooves. In return, their sharp eyes spot approaching danger, an early warning system for the herds. Even underwater, partnerships flourish. In coastal lagoons, herons and crocodiles share the shallows, each intent on catching fish. The heron's careful hunting stirs up prey, which sometimes slip past its beak, straight into the jaws of the waiting reptile. These partnerships are born not of friendship, but of necessity. Each species, driven by hunger or safety, finds new ways to coexist. Their alliances ripple outward, shaping entire ecosystems, dispersing seeds, controlling pests, and weaving connections that sustain life itself. In the wild, survival is rarely a solitary quest. For birds and their wild allies, every day is a testament to the power of cooperation and to the fragile balance that binds all creatures together. As dawn breaks over a sprawling concrete landscape, the city stirs, not just with the hum of engines and distant sirens, but with the flutter of wings and the chorus of calls. Here, amidst steel towers and tangled power lines, birds have found new ways to thrive, transforming the urban jungle into a haven of unexpected opportunity. On the ledges of towering skyscrapers, peregrine falcons nest where cliffs once stood. Their piercing cries echo between glass and stone as they scan the bustling avenues below. Pigeons, descendants of wild rock doves, flock in swirling clouds, masters of the maze, feasting on forgotten crumbs and discarded morsels. In the shadowed alleys and rooftop gardens, sparrows and starlings weave intricate social networks, their sharp eyes quick to spot the smallest seed or insect. City parks become oases, patches of green where robins hunt for worms in manicured lawns and blackbirds sing from the safety of sculpted hedges. Even in the heart of the metropolis, tiny hummingbirds hover at balcony feeders, their wings a blur against the backdrop of distant traffic. Crows and magpies, ever resourceful, raid litter bins and repurpose shiny fragments for their nests. Urban architects adapting to a world of endless invention. But survival here demands more than clever foraging. Birds must outwit new predators, domestic cats lurking in gardens, raptors patrolling the skies. They must navigate a shifting soundscape, learning to sing at higher pitches to rise above the city's constant roar. Even the glow of streetlights becomes a challenge, altering migration routes and confusing ancient instincts. Yet, in this ever-changing environment, birds display remarkable resilience. Some species, like the chimney swift, have abandoned hollow trees for brick chimneys, while nightjars nest on gravel rooftops, camouflaged against the city's textures. Swallows swoop beneath bridges, their mud nests clinging to concrete beams. In rain-soaked gutters, mallards shepherd ducklings through puddles that mirror distant clouds. The city is not merely a backdrop, it is a living, breathing ecosystem, shaped by the ingenuity of its wildest inhabitants. Every corner, every rooftop, every hidden patch of green becomes a stage for adaptation and survival. In the heart of human civilization, birds remind us that nature endures, not by resisting change, but by embracing it, feather by feather, song by song. Their presence softens the city's edges, weaving wildness into the fabric of urban life. And as the sun sets behind the skyline, the air fills with the promise of another day, a testament to the boundless adaptability of birds in a world forever in motion.